Hey, what's up, Hunter Nation? Hunter Tom here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to check out the Glock 17 Gen 4 by Umarex. So, without further ado, let's jump right into the video. If you guys are interested in buying the Glock 17, make sure to check airgunsource.ca in the link below. And they've got a ton of awesome air rifles and BB pistols and you name it. They are the #1 retailer for air guns online in Canada. So make sure you go and check them out. So far the Glock 17 Gen 4 has been a pretty good gun. The only problems I've had shooting this thing is a couple malfunctions I had, and apart from that, not that many problems. But the one big problem I'm having with this gun is the power. So on my chronograph, I was reading around 250 feet per second. Here's a clip of me shooting.
273.
Wow, it's very powerful.
275.
It's a little cold right now, so we're not getting the perfect accuracy, but shooting a little low right now. Oh, didn't register that one.
279.
The Umarex Glock 17 Gen 4 is rated at around 310 to 320 feet per second, but I was averaging around 250 feet per second, and the problem that I'm having is that the CO2 I'm using is not the greatest CO2, and I am shooting in very cold weather. I've had a couple malfunctions just in terms of double loading, and it's small problems, but if I just shot the Glock more often, if I shot it more and sent some more BBs through it, the breech would open up and it would just send BBs a lot faster. So the Umarex Glock 17 is a single action blowback BB pistol that has a full-size 18-round drop-free magazine. It has a 3.6-inch smoothbore barrel and takes one 12-gram CO2 cartridge. The gun weighs in about 1.7 pounds and is made from a polymer and metal material. The magazine is pretty much full metal except a few plastic parts on it. One thing I like about the Glock 17 Gen 4 is that it has some very discreet warning labels on the gun. They're not all littered over the slide. It's just on the bottom. And the one thing I do not like about this BB pistol is the safety. It's really hard to access and it's quite stiff, but apart from that, it's pretty good. Another thing is it does have an accessory rail for Picatinny options. You can add lasers, lights, and the one thing I don't like about this is if you do have a laser or a light, you cannot access your safety, but you will have the trigger safety that are on all Glocks, so you can't, accidentally squeeze the trigger. One thing I like about the Glock 17 Gen 4 are the white dots put on the front and rear sight. It's super helpful when you're shooting, especially outside, and so far it's helped me a lot with my accuracy. Unfortunately, these sights are non-adjustable. One thing about the Glock 17 Gen 4 is the heavy slide spring that it has and the recoil. It is a very good and strong recoil. It feels realistic and it's just really fun to shoot. It makes a good sound, honestly. It's a good training tool. Umarex has added these back straps which help shooters with larger hands. You can pull up them on the back and they come with a pin in case you have a larger hand, which is really nice. I run my gun without the back straps. I find it more comfortable, but you can always add them on, and especially if you have larger hands, it helps a ton. The gun feels really nice to hold, and compared to the Gen 3, the slide is much more beefier, and it's got a free-floating barrel on it, which is really cool, and it's very realistic. It's heavy, it feels like a Glock. I've held some at SHOT Show before, and honestly, it really feels like a Glock. One thing, the drop for your magazine, it doesn't feel as good as the Gen 3. Personally, that is. I find it doesn't feel as good, but I mean, it still works really nice. But like the slide just really feels beefy, and I like that. It feels like you're cocking a gun and it doesn't feel like you're playing with a toy. Honestly, it feels really nice in the hands. It is field strippable if you bring down the two buttons, I guess, or the triggers on the side. You can field strip the top of it. I haven't done this. One issue I was having with this gun was that the levers were down on the side and it was kind of messing up the shot. It would jam and the BBs wouldn't feed properly. I'm still having this feeding issue, especially when I get low on CO2 or if it's cold outside. BBs seem to jam up inside the barrel, and you'll see that in a shooting test. All right guys, it is super warm outside today, so hopefully I don't get any malfunctions with the Glock 17 Gen 4, but thanks to global warming, it is a nice, I don't know, 4 or 5 degrees outside. The sun is beating on me, and yeah. Hopefully this works. Let's see, I got a shoot and see target downrange, and yeah, let's see how good it goes. There we go, we're getting shots now. There we go. That's a full clip. No malfunctions, except towards the end we got a little malfunction, but that's pretty good. Yeah, let's fill it back up and see what we can do. Alrighty guys, so I'm shooting a little low and to the right, so I'm gonna try again, see what I can do. Aim a little left and a little high. I know this gun isn't perfectly accurate, but I'm about 10-15 yards away. So let's see what I can do to it. I'm gonna aim a little higher, top left corner, see where I can land my shots. That was way high, I think. Alright, so I'm getting a couple double loads, which I was getting a lot before, but it was due to the little side things, little switches there, but that was a lot better. I'm going to put one more mag through this and then we're going to go check out what the damage is. Alright guys, so it's our third time shooting the Glock on the same CO2. We're not getting terrible shot grouping. I mean, it's pretty good. Like if you're shooting like a steel body target, it would pretty much be like roughly the same size, so yeah. I think it's good. This gun's good for that. It's see just there, it auto loaded itself, which works apparently. But yeah, let's try to hit the center target there. I don't know how good I can do this, but I can't even see my shots. See right there guys, we're having a little bit of a malfunction. Alright, see if it works. That definitely shot. But what's happening is that there's just a bunch of BBs that get stuck in the barrel because I think the blocker there, the what keeps pressure, the rubber seal, is just holding too much pressure, and his BBs are just packing and stacking up behind each other. So that's why I'm shooting like 3 at a time. But hopefully we're good. So let's see what we can do. Like there, he saw, I just shot 3. I guess because it's really cold, the gun, especially going after like 3 shots. It is a little warmer today, but again, it's like middle of winter. So what's happening is that the CO2, by shooting it so many times, the whole gun gets cold, so it doesn't function as good. And what happens is that there's not enough CO2 to push the BBs outside of the barrel, and that's why it's causing this malfunction, and it's like stacking a bunch of BBs until the pressure just releases a bunch of it. Like it stacks it up in the barrel and then it just releases it all. So I think we got a couple more BBs. Can't see it. Yeah, there's some in the chamber already, so that's kind of sucky. All right, well, we'll try to see what happens. Like, see, I won't even shoot right now. The barrel is clear, just yeah, it kind of sucks that this part, the magazine gets just too cold, and that's what's, you know, causing the malfunction, unfortunately. And it really sucks because like it's a fun gun, but it just, I think it's because I'm using really crappy CO2, but even then it's a little cold outside, so that's why it's just not functioning as good as it usually should be. But still lots of fun. I'm gonna bring the target back and we're gonna check out the grouping, see how I did. Alrighty guys, well, even despite all that, we still managed to land a few shots on the paper despite the double loading. As you can see, I did get 2 in the square, 1 on the little line here, and a few on the side, and obviously here, 1 up here. It varies, and like obviously I did miss a couple times and landed in the board behind it, but not that bad. I mean, it is a BB pistol, so you can't expect it to be super duper accurate, but I mean, this is my hand, right? And this is where the shots landed, so I think that's pretty accurate for a BB pistol, especially if you're just training. You can't expect it to be like a super duper crazy plinker. It is what it is, and I think it's awesome that we're hitting here. It kind of sucks that, you know, it's double loading, but that's due to the weather conditions, and the CO2 that I have. But apart from that, good little gun. So let's keep going with the review. Honestly, the gun feels really nice to hold, and if you want to get a Glock replica and you want to spend a little more money, I would definitely go and purchase the Gen 4. This thing feels awesome in the hands, and honestly, it's a really fun training tool, really fun BB pistol. Trigger feels awesome. It's got a nice smooth slide. There's a lot of grip, honestly, a lot of grip on the handle, and it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like a toy. It really feels like a Glock 17. It feels like a legit gun. The only thing I feel is cheap is the bottom plate for the magazine when you have to load it. The little plasticky part is kind of annoying. It does come with an Allen wrench and stuff to load the CO2, but I mean, all the markings on it. Umarex has the real licensing for the Glock, and it just feels awesome. Like, it looks pretty much like a real Glock, and shoot it, it really has a good kick, and honestly, it's a ton of fun. Apart from the the malfunctions I've had with this gun, it's been great, and I would highly recommend it if you're looking into getting a replica Glock 17. Spend the extra money and get this one. It's a lot of fun. So thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and if you want to pick one of these guns up, check airgunsource.ca. Again, huge shout out to them for sending these two products in. Honestly, they're really awesome, guys, and you should go check them out. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and follow me at HunterTomAirguns on Instagram. And you can also go and check out airgunsource.ca. Really awesome, guys. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next one. Take care and bye.